going.
And we're going.
Every topic.
Hey, everybody.
Cryptozoology.
Hey, yeah. Ooh, cryptozoology, eh?
Hello, everybody.
Wait a second. Oh my gosh, it sounds like a freight train.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's fine. We can.
I'm sort of amazed.
We can put a gate on it or something.
Gate.
So, speaking of the gate, nice. Speaking of these technical issues that we're experiencing right now, and that you, the listener, are listening to, there are some changes coming to the PDT podcast.
Yeah.
Some we know what are going to happen, and most we don't know what's going to happen.
Somewhat of a spurious transition that you've done. But
Well, but I was going to tie it in to say that I think we're going to come up with a little bit more of a controlled. Well, I have a little bit of a new audio setup going. We each have our own mic. Welcome to the future.
Similar to freight trains, we are now chugging along with progress on
That's right.
Our program's progress. I don't know what I'm saying, but
Program's progress.
so that being said, we have some announcements, sort of some updates that we want to provide our faithful listeners and
The faithful few.
the faithful few.
Joke's gotta die.
Yeah, we are planning on making some changes and planning on providing you with some announcements. And this is also to say that we're going on a bit of a break, as you may have seen on Twitter. If you follow us on Twitter at PDT Podcast,
Please do follow us on Twitter.
Please do follow us on
PDT
Twitter.
It'll help
Podcast.
you be involved in the making of this podcast.
that's true.
Yar.
We like working with our fans to make this thing. So, that being said, we should start with what Graham has already mentioned a little bit with our technical setup.
We have a relatively new technical setup, including a microphone for each of us bad boys, which
true.
for podcasts is good.
Is ideal.
Probably should have been happening the whole time, but I didn't have them until now.
Well, yeah.
So,
Welcome to the present.
yeah, we're here existing in the present now.
We made it.
Welcome to the future.
So I'm hoping that your audio quality will be more enjoyable, more smooth in your holes on the sides of your head, face.
So all those moments where you couldn't hear Graham, or you couldn't hear Andrew because Graham was screaming in laughter.
Yeah,
Or you couldn't
that's
hear
pretty
me
typical.
because I was leaning back in my chair or mumbling. That shouldn't be a problem.
Hopefully
be a
that
problem.
comes to an end.
Yeah.
You should be able to hear all of us, the same level of clarity, and if there's a big loud noise in the room, then we'll all be sort of muted, so it's fine.
Right. Well, if it happens near you, it doesn't matter. Don't, please.
I don't plan to.
Let's see. What else?
So beyond the technical setup, we have some more online presence changes, I guess.
Changes.
is what we'll say.
Big changes is happening in our body.
So we previously...
Podcast puberty.
Yeah, we're going through podcast puberty right now. We really are.
So we're becoming
A man.
full grown boys, podcast boys, boycast.
Yeah, boycast.
Don't call it
Is that it? Is that the
No,
thing?
no,
it's
please
not it.
no.
So those changes.
Boycast.
Previously, if you're aware, we have had a Twitter and we've had our YouTube channel, which we've been putting everything up on. But that is going to change. Nothing's going to go away, but that is going to change. We've also had our email address at pdtpodcast@gmail.com. Email us.
Send us emails.
Send us emails.
Please, anybody.
Please, someone. But we've also we're planning on uploading our backlog and then proceeding to upload full episodes from here on
From
out.
the present on into the mysterious beyond.
Right.
The more future.
onto a website called Spreaker. There will be a link in the description.
Right. Other podcasts you might have heard of.
Right.
are on there.
Spreaker. We were
They're
going to do
a good
SoundCloud.
podcast.
TED Talk.
We were going to do SoundCloud,
Yeah.
but SoundCloud's
Ted is on there. Our
Yeah.
Ted's on
friend
there.
Ted.
He's
Like-
talking.
Ted, Frank.
Let's see, but really, there are some good podcasts on
Yeah.
there. Like there's, I
Like
think
ours.
actually, This American Life is on there.
There's
Am I
this
wrong?
really small one called PDT Podcast that I hear is really up and
Right,
coming.
it's up and coming.
Yeah.
There's
That's
a
on Spreaker.
great comedy show called Dynamic Banter, which is funny.
Is that
Anyway,
on Spreaker?
Yeah,
so that's to say that we were going to do SoundCloud, but SoundCloud was A, expensive, and B,
Might die.
maybe dying. Yeah,
right, terminal.
It's
It's part of what's
It's in
held us up this
hospice.
long.
Right. So we have decided on Spreaker.
and it's all. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Going to Spreaker will allow us to put it on iTunes, which will help us get to more people, and it's an
gonna
easier
make-
way of listening to
yeah.
it than YouTube.
Yeah, way easier for all of our listeners who may be at the gym and don't want to stream a YouTube video.
Who may listen to us in the gym or in the car or in the shower or
Pooping
on a
while
date.
pooping.
Pooping. Making shortcakes.
It's like a
Dropping
T-Rex
the kids
uppercutting a
off.
Play-Doh Play-Doh can. I really stuttered around that right there.
It's like a T-Rex uppercutting a Play-Doh can.
I was pooping.
I was pooping.
Anyway.
Okay.
Releasing the Kraken.
So now that we have our new mode of delivery, what is going to happen to our YouTube channel, Andrew?
Well, everything's going to stay there. The layout might change a little bit. But largely, all the videos that you've been enjoying, if you like the graphics, then get excited because the whole episode's going to be graphics. But manage your excitement because it's only going to be 10 to 20 minutes long.
Hey. But
So
that's-
you'll get 10 to 20 minutes of quality podcast because we'll cut out the best parts of each episode and merge it all into one short bit.
And here's a good question. Why would they listen to the full podcast if the best 20 minutes are in? Maybe because there's other good stuff to hear.
We said the best, not the good parts. Because the good parts are the whole thing.
Yeah,
But
duh.
the best, the juiciest morsels.
To say it more correctly, things that can be turned into funny graphics will
Yeah,
be
that's
put in
really
10
what it
to
is.
20 minutes.
That's really more.
Good editing, editing
a-
content.
There'll be a lot of funny stuff that doesn't translate into visuals, and so that will still be in the podcast.
Yeah.
But the YouTube channel will largely just host the funny graphics and things like that.
Ballin'.
So when you have so you've been previously enjoying us by a small margin visually. Now you'll be able to enjoy the juiciest feastings
The juiciest feastings indeed.
in audio and visual form on our YouTube channel.
And while we'll hope to put episodes up each Tuesday, the YouTube side of that might be less consistent. It might go up.
Consistent.
We'll try to do Tuesdays, but it could be later in the week, but never to the point where I'm updating two at once.
Rice.
This is to say that our YouTube channel is sticking around. So if you are subscribed, thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel.
And indeed, please continue to
Yes.
subscribe.
There will be more. And beyond that, in the distant future, we're hoping to have even less of a solo audio experience and more of a visual experience, because we're hoping to eventually start making videos onto this channel as well. But that is as we
OG
said,
content. Really funny stuff. You're going to love it.
in the distant future.
The year 2000?
Yes.
The distant future.
Yeah. No, I got the reference.
Okay. Shall I explain it for the listener?
Yeah.
I'm not going to explain it.
Let's start explaining all of our jokes.
See,
That's
it's
how you make a joke funny.
Because the year 2000 isn't all that distant. And it's
And it
actually
was
in the past.
That sounded like a. All right, let's stop making noises. Let's talk about
The year
something good.
2030 is closer than the year 2000.
Oh,
Hell
that's
yeah.
crazy. That hurts to think about.
2030 deuces.
Bye.
Oh, heck yeah.
All right, so
Any other updates that we need to provide our faithful listeners?
I feel like that kind of covers the updates as far as we can cover them, mostly because we don't know what any of this actually is going to do or
It's true.
look like.
We're still trying to figure it out a little bit on our own, and any further changes or updates that we feel that you guys should know will go up on our Twitter page, and possibly we'll make another one of these updates if it's a big enough deal.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But as per usual, stay in contact with the podcast. Email us if you have things to talk about.
yes,
Tag us on stuff on Twitter. That's how you should contact us.
yes.
Rice.
Even if you know us in person, we love you, but contact us online.
Yeah. Also,
That's where we'll remember it.
smash that like button. That helps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ding that bell.
Ding my bell.
Get us trending on that
not a song.
YouTube trending.
Yeah. So
You guys can do that. I'll be more impressed with you than I will be with us.
that is true.
That's
we'll,
right.
we'll feel very unworthy.
Yeah.
We'll step up our game for sure.
We'll have to.
We'll take it to
The-
11.
the-
We'll take it
top.
from the present into the future.
Yeah. Anyway, so now that we've gotten the business stuff, it's all about the pleasure now.
All right.
So-
Welcome to the pleasure zone.
The
Starting now.
pleasure DT zone. Ugh.
I don't want to go into the rabbit hole of.
Pleasure?
I do want to go to the rabbit hole of pleasure. Actually,
rabbit hole-
I'll take one ticket, please.
The rabbit hole is a good name for a
pleasure
strip
zone.
club?
I didn't know we were talking about a strip club here. I thought we were talking about a pleasure
it's the
zone.
pleasure zone.
Okay, so the strip club is
Welcome.
called the pleasure zone.
No. Welcome to Rabbit Hole.
But where does the phrase pleasure zone come in?
It is a
because
pleasure zone.
I don't know
All
about
those
that.
strip clubs
For
and
whom?
casinos are all pleasure zones.
Are those your are those your erogenous zones that I've heard so much
Ooh,
about?
he touched me in the strip club.
Ouch! He touched
me
my
in the
casino.
Oh, right in the casino.
Oh, I want you to touch my casino,
brothel.
not my brothel.
Ugh. Well, we'll have to cut that out.
Hey, now that the AC is turned off, it's just like dead silent. This audio quality is great, but before that, it's good. This is also another thing we're gonna have to be working on is the actual room that we're in.
Yeah.
Nah.
But that's coming.
Continually
Anyway,
working to find a better room to record in.
right.
It's all location, location, location.
That's right.
Somewhere
Pleasure
in
zone,
Andrew's
pleasure
house.
zone, pleasure zone.
Welcome to the pleasure zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So while we're in the
Space
pleasure
Jam.
zone, what gives how
Space Jam.
Mr. Space Jam, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan? How do you
Mikhail Jordan.
how do you enter the pleasure zone
Mike
of your own
Jackson.
life?
Sell
We're-
shoes for way too much.
That sounds like a distinctly non-pleasurable zone.
My life.
The Andrew's heart just like.
I
Selling
think
shoes?
my
Pleasure
my
zone?
pleasure zone the other night. Listen to this. Was playing Overwatch with you guys for the first time in like 3 months.
That could have gone a lot of different ways.
I was already like gonna ask what time we had on the recording so we could cut this.
Oh,
out.
what time? Oh, I think that's all, folks. No, I had a great time playing
It
Overwatch.
was fun.
It was a good
The
time.
Overwatch update's pretty fun.
Yeah. This is their
Any,
most
any
successful
fellow
time of the year.
gamers out there, what do you think of the Overwatch gamers? Yeah, going on a gate.
Living in a cave.
You gamers on a gate in yo gave.
No one
is
knows
my
what this
game gate
means.
gave.
No one knows what this means, and that's so much better.
Do you want to know what this
what
joke
just
is?
happened to you?
Email us.
I think I died a little more.
What other pleasure zones do you guys take your body to on the daily?
So I have an actual topic if we wanted. Like,
sure, let's
sometimes
do that.
like
We
if
have
we
4
wanted-
minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
to
have
like a destination.
we have about 4 minutes.
Or maybe we should just round it out with the question of the day. We're trying to keep this episode a little short just because we wanted to give an update. Plus, Graham's work schedule is getting bananas.
Man, don't want to talk about it.
Graham's work schedule is getting bananas. That's all we have to
Banan.
talk about.
BONAN, Bonan.
My work schedule is somewhat stabilizing, but I've dealt with car trouble all day, and so
Stinko.
I'm trying to
Not think about it.
figure that out. But we're trying to keep this episode short. So maybe we should round out with a question
Sure.
from last week, which was, what future technology,
Yeah.
what upcoming technology are you most excited for?
Yeah.
I'm going to change mine from self-driving cars, which I still am very excited about, even though its implementation is pretty far off, to high-tech pleasure zones, like casinos. I'm excited for when casinos come out.
Yeah,
Every
someday.
every time.
Casinos.
Every time.
So
He's on that when's the new casino coming out
Yeah.
subreddit.
Right, yeah.
Wins Casino.
That's my favorite subreddit.
When's that new
In
casino
fact, that's
coming
the
out?
only subreddit that I subscribe to.
There's other subreddits?
Well, not to my knowledge. I mean, I can't actually prove their existence because I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Well,
r/, are you seeing this?
Yeah.
Wait.
r/, wait,
it's
are
actually-
you serious?
I think it's you seeing this ish.
Yeah, you're right.
Doesn't matter.
I don't remember what my answer last week was. I think I said something about like electric cars.
Oh, you did.
But my answer for this week is, have you guys seen the giant robot fight between the US and Japan?
No, but I heard it was great. I heard we won.
It
Right.
was a tie.
Oh,
They won. Japan, I say they.
Are you talking
like,
about the movie Pacific Rim?
No, no, I'm not. I'm
Guillermo
not. I
del
didn't believe it
Toro's
either.
masterpiece, The
I'm not-
Pacific Rim.
I'm not, like, I thought, so I was at work 2 days ago, and this guy, like, stood up in the middle of the cubicle pods and was like, have you guys heard
Where's
about
the
the giant
sauce?
robot fight?
Where's the
sauce?
Where's the sauce?
And I was like, bro, that's a movie. And he was like, no, it's really happening. And so the U.S.,
How big a robot are we talking? Human size?
pretty big. Not
Or
like
like-
Pacific Rim sized, but like,
Eiffel Tower sized?
no.
Or it's like car sized, right?
Look, it's like 3 cars stacked on top of each other.
That's dope, though.
It's like-
a mech, right?
It's like a big, yeah, there's a person.
If
in
you
it.
look up USA versus Japan, the first thing is robot fight.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So
This world is cool.
from what I understand, there was a fight with weapons and a fight without weapons. And Japan won the first fight, which was without weapons. Then there was another fight that was a stalemate. And then the US won the last one because their weapon was a chainsaw,
Oh,
which
heck
I
yeah.
think is so American.
Yeah, it is.
But
So that
Yeah.
was just like, they basically, I imagine this started because someone in the government was like, I really liked battle bots.
right.
What if we just
Oh, that's
like
large scale battle bots.
just really juiced the hell out of
I
that?
just-
Yeah.
Like, I love stories where I both love and hate moments in pop culture where you're like, you know what, humanity has peaked. Like, we can't go anywhere higher.
This is it.
The robots can get bigger.
Right, that's it. It's like, we have no genuine concerns.
World hunger?
Like,
Who
in the
cares?
US or Japan,
Cares.
in the US or Japan, it's like, what are we going to do with our time? We could try and make the world as a whole a better place,
No.
or we could have giant robots fight.
We could focus on
It's
world
like-
hunger, climate change, a lot of things. Or we could build some big robots and make them fight for fun.
Bang them against each other. Yeah,
I need to see the
Your-
video.
Your tax dollars
pretty
hard
great.
at work.
Yeah.
it's pretty great.
I think, wasn't this fight like announced a long time ago?
I don't.
I remember hearing about
yeah.
it, and then
Yeah.
I completely forgot about it until
Right.
now.
I
I
thought it
kind
was
of
an
tuned
Onion
it out. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's
That actually kind
valid.
of makes sense.
Right.
So I heard about it and I was like, oh man, I'm not going to get too psyched for this because I know I'm just going to be let down. It's not going to be as cool as it seems. But it sounds like it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
If we have
These-
chainsaws.
Even just the pictures are stellar.
Right. But though, looking at the U.S. robot, the only thing I can think of is the pass the butter robot from Rick and Morty.
Wait, is that in the new season?
No, it's in
Oh, okay.
like season.
Oh, that's
two,
right. Yeah.
Where
I
Rick
remember.
makes a
My
robot and
purpose.
is like, what is my purpose?
What is my
You
purpose?
pass the butter. Oh God.
Oh God!
What is my purpose? Go get me some butter. Does it? What is my purpose? You pass the butter.
Oh,
Oh my god. Yeah, welcome to the club.
Yeah.
that's all I can think of when I see the U.S. robot.
Yeah,
But
you super right.
it's still really cool.
yeah.
So if that kind of stuff is in the pipe works in like a more practical and useful capacity, then I'm totally.
I
Yeah,
want us
dude.
to do
For real.
Project Runway, but with different countries building giant robots.
Yeah.
And
I'm
each
already
week,
sold.
the loser,
yeah.
they're gone.
They get killed.
Sure.
they
they get
they get
voted
thrown
off
into
the
a
island.
pit, and the other robots kill them.
They have to fight the robots.
That's what
They
I'm talking
fight
about.
the
Oh
robots.
yeah, them as a fleshy human.
We give them
Nice.
a monkey wrench and a drill.
Can you take
They
this
emerge.
robot apart before it kills you?
Covered in
It's
oil.
a chainsaw.
How
All
about
right,
you?
I like that, Tord.
Last week I talked about tattoos that can read different, like, blood sugar, other chemical reactions in the body.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But I'm changing it to technology that's actually being implemented, but on a small scale. I'm excited for large scale. They're solar panel roads that
nice.
generate energy for cities. They cost a lot initially, but they usually pay for themselves in small towns after 4 or 5 years. They're also, because they're generating energy, they can be heated, so when it snows, they can melt snow and ice off of them.
That's
They're
sick.
really expensive,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
they
they
do
sound
pay for
really
themselves
expensive.
after 4 to 5 in bigger cities around 10 years
Right.
because they shut down the amount of wrecks due to ice.
Right.
They generate energy for the city. They do a lot of cool stuff. And
I love
instead
that
of
idea.
using paint on the road, they use lights.
Nice.
And when a light supposedly goes out, it alerts the, I don't know if lack of a better term, like the system management
Yeah.
to go change it. And based on how the technology works, it takes like 5 minutes to change a light.
That's awesome.
So they just put out some cones. The guy comes out, presses some buttons, it loosens the light up, pull it up, put a new one in. Easy peasy.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It's really great. It's really effective, but it's going to be hard to implement
Right.
because it'd be difficult.
Yeah, it's a lot of infrastructure.
Yeah, but
change.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm insanely not skeptical, but like curious
How it would work.
how effective it is.
It's been implemented in a couple small towns, and
Sure.
it works really well. It's up a lot towards, like, I want to say up in Michigan somewhere, a smaller town out there.
Interesting.
Where they get a lot of snow, and you'll watch snow pile up on the side of the road, and when it gets to a certain degrees and it can feel snow building up, it turns on the heat sensors, or at least alerts someone to turn them on. They turn them on, and it melts the snow and the ice away. I'm curious if you get into the really cold areas when it melts snow, can it keep up with how
Right.
quickly it's freezing?
That was my
Because
one of my
if
questions.
it doesn't do that, then you're just causing
Right.
more wrecks.
It's not ice or it's not snow. It's just ice.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
True.
but in areas like Michigan, it's done a good job of keeping ice off of the roads. So
Cool.
Right.
That's
well,
awesome.
and some combination of treating the roads
Yeah.
as well as having the heat.
it also
sensors
gets
would
rid of
go
the
a long
cost
way.
of needing to salt roads. Some places use sand. Gets rid of that cost. It makes snow days a near impossibility.
Oh no, kids.
Oh no, you have to go somewhere every day, 5 days a week. Get used to it.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that's gonna be the rest of your life really, really soon.
I'm wondering. It was just in my head. Oh, is it like a? Do you know if it's like at like a city level that it's up to, like it's like they're given the funds and said, "Hey, we're going to do this," or is it like a private company that's contracted?
I'm not sure. I knew
fair.
at one point.
Sure.
And by city, not Chicago sized,
No, yeah,
but like
this is probably like
small towns.
yeah, like
at
a
the moment.
town council.
I
Where they're seeing
imagine
how it works. I think it's a combination of the two, where they're like
Yeah.
a city is hiring a private company to do it because a private company came up with the idea.
Right. I feel like
That's awesome.
if the technology got good enough, like the government would probably like subsidize some
The
of the
technology's there.
They'd be like, "Yo, all you big cities get this."
The technology's there. The problem is it's one company
Oh, yeah.
that's figured it out to do it well enough.
Right.
And so it's like, hey, one company, fix our country's roads,
Right.
which is the government's job.
Which
and it'd be
is-
like, how do we begin?
Right. Which I think I think realistically, at some point, I don't know. I'm just hoping. I imagine at some point, as it gets more successful, the technology will improve.
Yeah, it'd be easier to implement in like the Midwest, where it's like, okay, here's this long highway, we'll start there.
Right.
But like, if you want to change like New York, you're like, let me shut down a city block for a week,
Right.
and you destroy New York.
Well,
Right.
it's like I've been driving down KC Mo
Yeah.
because I work there now.
Imagine taking out a city block to redo the road.
Right.
With electricity involved.
They're so careful to do anything.
Yeah.
And it's like I drive the same street, and one morning one lane was blocked off, and then the next morning another lane was blocked off, and then the next morning another lane was blocked off, and that's how they had to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you, part of that is that you're going to piss a bunch of people off if they close off a road, but genuinely, if you have to go and like go around this road, there are some situations where you have to go like way out of your way so that you can get the right turns and make it to where you need to go. And so, yeah, no, that would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
It'd be really hard to get done, but if it did get done, it essentially, I was reading an article where they were discussing how the energy would pay for itself. We're in a small town where it's been implemented, it's paid for itself already, and they've had it for like 3 years.
Nice. That's
But
awesome.
you look at it's generating revenue for the city because it's opening up funds everywhere else because they no longer have to worry about, for some places, it's like generating the power to run electricity and light to places. So if you can get it implemented and it can redistribute energy to power grids, it can help get rid of a lot of problems and open up funds to be spent somewhere else after it pays for itself. But if you can do it on a large scale, it pays for itself even quicker.
While we're talking about roads and stuff, have you guys heard about I just heard about this on NPR today. I don't know anything about it. They called it the Hyperloop between Kansas City and St. Louis.
Oh,
Sounds
I've heard about
Is
it.
it like a
Practical.
high-speed train or something? Like, what is it?
I think I've heard like two different things. I heard one that it was they're trying to, so like the KC Mo Metro with the train and the buses, they're trying to expand that a lot. And so like getting the bus to go all the way out here and not the Joe. But, the actual bus to come all the way out here and then go back to KC Mo and then go on the, like, go further east around KC Mo and go to the north side and the south side. And so I've heard that it could possibly be like a big highway, or it could be a train.
Okay.
I've heard very little about it, but I have heard a little bit.
What I've heard from a larger scale, I haven't looked at this specifically, but I know the plans are eventually to turn Kansas City more into a hub, which is causing the city to grow.
Yeah.
Businesses want to come here because it's in the middle, easy for distribution, which is why things like UPS are here, which is why they're looking to move things like Hyperloops and trains and other distribution things here.
Yeah. They're revamping a big chunk of the city, like renovating.
As
whole
well as
buildings.
Welcome
Kansas
to the
City
future.
Mo and KCK growing as a whole because of it, which is why we have a soccer team, a football team, a baseball team, and
Football.
it's not unlikely that we'll get a basketball team eventually.
I do hope that happens.
arena
That'd be sick.
football team.
Man, I literally, looking at Kansas City basketball, it's one thing I've always wanted to have here, but like, we have an arena just sitting there. It's empty.
Sprint Center.
Absolutely do.
You look at I'm literally possibly doing this for as like an actual school project as to why it should happen. It costs around $2 billion to build a stadium or like an arena, and then it would cost $500 million to buy the Sprint Center. So it's like, do you want to save $1.5 billion?
Yeah, jeez.
Move your team to
Yeah.
Kansas.
And they're talking about moving the Royals downtown. It's
not gonna happen.
Two of the spots are like touching the Sprint Center.
Here's what they
It's
should
not
do
gonna
instead.
happen, but
They should build a parking garage by the Sprint Center. Or two.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because parking's a nightmare, and if you ever do want to move a team here,
It's okay.
if you ever do want to move a team to Kansas City, you're gonna have to build a parking garage.
Yeah,
or four.
there are enough parking garages, but it's too
Not good.
expensive.
Yeah.
And crowded.
Yeah.
So, to get off that topic,
In summary,
we'll do a question of the week of this week that we'll answer on our next episode, whenever that is. If you could switch bodies with anyone for a week, who would it be and why?
a woman.
If you'd like,
Why'd you say it like that?
you
You took
take
it
her
not
to the pleasure
creepy.
zone.
You,
I want to take her to the pleasure.
I would have thought. See, it would have been less concerning if you would have named a woman instead of just going, because it was
How
like,
about
what do you-
about let's focus less on the switching bodies and more like do you get the life of this person? Is that what you mean?
You, I mean, essentially, yeah.
Here's
It's
the
not like-
tougher part of this question.
It's not like if you were to switch bodies with like John Cena or something,
Blonde Blina.
you wouldn't become John Cena living your
Rats.
life. It's your brain goes into John Cena's body
Right.
for a week,
I see.
and
So
then
you get to have his
to
life for a little
experience
while.
their life.
right,
Because there's aspects, there's people
or you can change it.
like Kanye West would be an interesting answer because his life is ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Nightmare.
But there's aspects of it that I want no part of.
Yeah.
Meaning the Kardashians.
Yeah.
I want no part of that.
Right.
But there's aspects of his life that are insane where it's like, hey,
Right.
he'll just call people that he doesn't have the phone number. Like, if he's like, hey, someone get me LeBron James' phone number, they'll be like, okay, I'll get on it. And then half an hour later, he can call LeBron and be like, hey, LeBron, you want to get dinner?
Nice.
That would be really cool. But I don't want any part of the Kardashians.
No, that's a big part of it.
Jordan, who's yours?
John Cena. No, I don't know.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone. God. He has a podcast.
Really?
And
Does
he
he
has his
really?
own ranch. Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
he
start
has his own
inviting
beer.
him.
Yeah, he bottles his own beer. I think it's called like Broken Skull Ranch beer.
That's actually
sounds about right.
We need
Yeah.
to buy some of that beer and like do
Yeah.
a review on it for one of these podcasts.
We'll invite him
Look
on.
into it.
Yeah.
How about you?
Um,
Don't say a girl,
it's not gonna be a girl.
or you can say a girl.
It could be a girl. Just don't say
It wouldn't
a
be a
girl.
don't be
If
like-
it was a girl,
A lady.
I want to switch bodies with a woman.
I want to do my body some touchies.
My girl body.
I will say, okay. I want to switch bodies with
A typewriter.
Hans Zimmer
Okay.
so that I can sit in his studio. Oh wait, but no, I don't get his brain.
That's the problem.
Never
Zimmer
mind.
controls
Hans
Graham
Zimmer
for a week.
Yeah, he's just like,
Why am I woodworking?
This is bad.
this is bad.
I
Where's-
don't like woodworking.
I don't know anything about carpentry.
I would choose. You know what? I would choose Usain Bolt. No, wait, he's kind of injured. Who's the fastest man in the world right now?
Justin Gatlin.
Really?
I don't know.
Tyreek
Oh,
Hill.
here we go. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Not the fastest in the world, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
still
he's,
a good
he's
answer.
fastest on the football field.
I also
and I could just get banged around a whole
Did
lot.
we
probably
say it
get
was
concussed.
a week or a day?
A week.
Ooh, I don't want to have to play football.
That's what I'm saying.
You want to give your brain CTE?
Oh, that's true. I would be giving my brain CTE. Okay, well, how about this?
Do you wanna
How
give
about
your-
this? George Clooners, and I can just do whatever I want for a week.
Yeah, pretty much actually.
Matthew McConaughey, I want to sit in rocking chairs and drink.
Have you- yeah. Okay. Well,
I gotta go to work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
sucks.
listening to this somewhat brief episode.
It's been a real
Not-
good episode.
Not as brief as we were thinking, but
No.
so keep your eyes peeled for updates and further announcements from us, and we will
see you in a couple weeks.
announce when we get everything figured out, and we'll probably make another episode. So we will see you in a few weeks. Thank you for listening. PDTpodcast@gmail.com and at
PDT
on
Podcast.
Twitter. Follow us, listen to us, communicate with us. Thank you for listening. This has been the PDT Podcast.
We want to do what you want to do.
Touchies.
Touchies.
Touchies.